Greetings, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette, and this is my channel, Evolve with Monette. So happy to have you joining me today and sharing some energy. I had a message for you, Divine Empath, Divine Feminine, Starseed Lightworker, wherever you are, whoever you are, releasing the outcome always leads to the stars. Let me explain. For those of you that are new here, I am a professional. All right, we're back. This lesson was so hard earned for me. I had taught about it, but until you walk through it, you never know the power of how you'll actually do it and how you will travail. Many of us have ideas about how something should work out, whether it be, hey, soft water, whether it be a job, situation, if we're going for the promotion or if we're looking to acquire new work. We're thinking, oh my gosh, are they going to choose me? Is this going to work? I really have my mind set on that. What about those of us that are applying to colleges or those of us that are in colleges? We had our preference and we wanted to be picked by the one that we wanted. Those of us that have had friendships or relationships or marriages or connections with family or alliances with the community that we thought should turn out a certain way, that we thought should stick and stay and last forever, because that's what we had imagined would be the outcome. And God loves those moments. The adage is, we plan and God laughs. It is indeed the truth. God has been laughing a lot at me the last few years, and maybe even at you. It's because we hold on tightly to those things that we are sure should be a certain way. And we're not usually open to what our angels and God has to say. What is the universe saying? Should that thing be sticking and staying, or was it a transient thing meant to teach you a lesson? Was it something that was supposed to be a blessing? Was it put in your path to keep you from transgression or transgressing? We get attached to things. It's our human nature. It's what we're meant to do. We're tribal that way, me and you. But there are times when the path does deviate. And for my sweet empaths and divine feminines, it's usually because you're being led to something that is great. But it will not feel that way in the interim or in the beginning. It will feel like you are losing and someone else is winning. But that is the great illusion. No matter what the circumstances, no matter what the outcome is, you will maybe experience some confusion. I know I did on my journey. But I got clarity pretty quickly towards the beginning. There was a test that was being dangled before me about my loyalty to myself and what I was meant to be versus the thing that I decided I should hold on to. And I've given you some prose and a little bit of my Dr. Seuss poetry, but I think let's get to the point and talk about the thing that it's supposed to be. When you let go of something that no longer serves you and you do it sacrificially, you will be greatly and abundantly blessed. When I say release the thing and the outcome, and you will manifest the stars, what I mean by that is specifically speaking about the star in the tarot or reaching for the stars. I wish I may, I wish I might find the star I wish tonight. The star is ruled by Aquarian energy, and Aquarius is a progressive and eccentric sign, forward thinking, forward leaning. They rule the LGBTQIA. They also rule space travel and time travel, quantum leaping. God bless the dead. Sam Beckett and his partner. Who was his partner? Oh my gosh, was it Joe? Was it Sam? He just recently passed away, and I love that show, Quantum Leap. In any case, I think his name was Sam Beckett. I don't know. Was Sam Beckett the quantum leaper? I don't know, guys. I digress. But the point is, rest in peace. He recently passed away. He was 85. I do know that. But what I will say is that, yeah, when you release what you think you wanted that was really maybe just a setback, you take a quantum leap. Thank you, angels. I love when they do it. You take a quantum leap into the future. You can quantum leap. It's something that you can curate. Chopra has books about quantum leaping and how we can manifest that and harness the energy of that. But it means to take a great step. In the premise of this, apparently this is going to come in. Oh yes, thank you for the lesson, angels. Sam Beckett or whoever the quantum leaper was jumping from different times in history to go and change the course of it. Much to be discussed here, the butterfly effect. But when I think about all the things that we have wanted empaths, longed for, hoped for, crossed our fingers for, hope that we were chosen for, like I said, from jobs to college to family dynamics, I think about the fact that there are things we wish that we could go back and change. And what I'm hearing is that if you did that, then life would have ended up deranged, meaning the butterfly effect. You would have put a wrinkle in time. You would have done something that was out of line because you were supposed to have the experience that you did exactly how you had it, and you were supposed to make the difficult decisions that you made exactly when you made them. Sometimes our life comes down to split second decisions, maybe a series of them if we're lucky. Many opportunities to get something wrong or right, many opportunities to make up or to fight, many opportunities to come in and lean in or to stay away, many opportunities to ground our heels in and stick and stay, many opportunities to be a butterfly and flutter away. When we don't get something that we think we deserved, earned, should have had, wanted, were promised, were told, lied, cajoled, emotionally manipulated, whatever your story is, we think this isn't fair. What gives? How did the universe get this wrong? How did God forget me? What did I do so wrong that this could happen? We all have those parties filled with pity. I've had a few. It's okay. But the thing didn't happen the way you wanted to because there was a better way. And that was a way to the stars, back to the Aquarian energy. Thinking outside of the box would be the phrase I would place over any Aquarian energy. And in the tarot, the star card represents wish fulfillment. I think it's tied into that little song we sang. I wish I may, I wish I might find a star on this night. Whatever way you said that little jingle, it's about pulling in something from the ether, the atmosphere, from the stratosphere. It's about reaching beyond what is tangible and can be touched. Even the notion of stars is interesting when you delve into such. Neil deGrasse Tyson may agree. The star doesn't exist. It's not the thing you see, it is the gas, it is the thing that is left. That's the magic of stars. So even when we're looking upon their light, they are no longer in their fullness and maybe not even as bright as they once were millions of years ago. Things change. That's the message. And if you can roll with the changes and the evolution of your life that meanders through time, you will find yourself exactly where you're supposed to be. Your quantum leap may be the thing that sets you free, and it may come with a resounding, crushing no or a big ol' yes. But what will have to happen for you to live and embody your best is for you to truly release the outcome. My story. I held on for so long to something that didn't want my energy, didn't want to be in connection with me, didn't want to help me build, didn't want to see what I wanted to see, didn't want to go where I wanted to go, didn't want to know what I wanted to know, didn't want to travel, didn't want to create, didn't want to make money, didn't want to be great. And it became taxing. Can you relate, empath? Have you ever had a friend or a lover or a spouse or a person or a boss or a cousin or a mother or a father who just drained you? Complete energy vampire. Every single thing you dreamt up to do, they shot it down because they didn't believe in themselves. And silently, whether they communicated to you or not, they didn't believe in you either. but we held on to an outcome and an expectation that this is part of our tribe and we were connected, and this is the person with whom we should vacation. This is our life, this is our place, this is our station. And the universe comes in and says, nay, nay, you will live on more abundantly another day. When I released trying to make a square peg fit into a round hole, when the universe had given me so many clear no's, I'm not going to lie and say I wasn't devastated, but they said, give us a minute. Why don't you let us create it? And led me directly to the stars. In my case, quite literally, they led me to an Aquarian energy that was from Mars. I'm going to explain that to you. I usually run my clients' charts when I'm working with them, depending on what subject matter comes up. And this person had been a friend for many, many years and is still a friend. And she and I had worked together professionally. And then she was like, hey, can you do my chart? And so I did. But when I ran it, it was so interesting to me because it didn't come up. It's never happened to me. I run charts all the time. How could this one not come up? They said there's a reason, and it's divine. And it's a funny joke that I made with her when we were going over it. I said, hey, you know what's so funny? Are you an alien? Because I've never had such a hard time pulling up somebody's chart. Usually you input a few numbers, the dates, the time, the place. I physically can read our Western astrology charts without any words, just the symbols. I understand that. So I could read anybody's chart. But I, on that day, tried three times the charm. That directly correlates to my story and some of the experiences that I've had, but I paid attention to every omen because not one of them was bad. What I mean to say is, for me, I was led directly to Aquarian energy that was my reward for releasing the outcome. I was led into a friendship that is solid and healthy. That's where someone says, I want to travel and I want to protect thee. Literally, that was said. I want to keep you safe from the evils of your past or the evil ones of your past. I want to protect you from narcissistic energy. I want to be your bodyguard. I want to have adventures. I want to be in alignment with you. I want to build energetically. I want to learn. I want to teach. I'm willing to teach. I have something to offer. I cultivate my own energy. I do my own work spiritually and emotionally. I don't dump my baggage. We exchange healthily. There is a norm of reciprocity. That's what I received when I released the outcome. Many years ago, when I was a child in a Pentecostal church, I remember one of the brothers coming up to me. He had a beautiful wife and family, and he came up and he said, I have a prophecy for you. He had his hand squeezed tight and he held it out and he said, in this hand, Monette, you're holding a penny. And in the other hand, you are holding $1 million. But you will not let go of the penny. And until you let go of the penny, you will never get the million. Well, as a 15-year-old child, I didn't really get that. Didn't have a million, maybe had a penny, but didn't understand the metaphor. It wasn't until all these years later that I know what that prophecy was for. Releasing the outcome. I was holding on to the penny, something that was infinitesimal, that was never going to be enough for me, someone who was never going to see the value in me because in themselves, the value they also did not see. So, how could I extract wealth and abundance from such a meager resource? I could not. But I was desperately, I'm gonna always tell you the truth, my loves, holding on to a connection that I thought was strong, to a bond that I thought was real, to a person who only loved to steal my precious cultivated energy. The $1 million came in the Aquarian space, in the stars, in the stratosphere. It came when I felt like I was in utter disgrace. It came before the black hole became so deep. It came before the galaxies exploded. My angels were preparing me to release the thing that I was so dedicating to holding. $1 million, actually, energetically, emotionally, spiritually, in escrow, waiting for me all of those years. Someone who, ironically, was a self made millionaire. I was holding on to a penny. This isn't about poverty or what is in your bank account, because my God loves, I have lived every single part of that journey. Broke, 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 five broke to better. Onward and upward we go. But what the message is that you need to know is there are things in your life that you're holding on to like that too. I just got to have the lesson before you, or maybe after you, depending on how you're listening. I held on to something that was so utterly incapable of ever being anywhere close to sustenance for me. And God said, one day, daughter, you will let that go. And He didn't tell me I was going to get 1 million. Don't you know? That's the other part of reaching for the stars. The stars are not tangible. We can see them, we can't reach them. We can talk about them and we can teach them, but they are a gas, essentially. They are a remnant of a thing that used to be. And that is what we do when we tap into our Akashic records to pull out an outcome that's different when we release what our ego says we should have. I was invested in making something work. And I think a lot of us have done that, whether it be a job or a relationship or whatever. And you get so invested that you think this has to be it. And I'm far more clever than God or the universe. I've clearly got this figured out, but no, we're wrong. And then things begin to be in drought, meaning there is no more nourishment that comes to that thing, or it's three strikes and you're out. You didn't get into the college that you think, and the job didn't see your value and your worth, and the person that you love left you bleeding and hurt. And you think, but I thought I had it right. And they said, now that you're not holding on so tight, my sweet empaths, my divine feminines, let us provide you with a sleight of hand and give you the 1 million we always had planned. God is so good. I didn't think the kind of connection and energy that I'm in would be something that I would get to have without putting an inordinate amount of work in. It is beautiful to be in connection and to be loved by a giver. I questioned initially, do our parts fit? But now, oh my God, do I get it? God was repaying me for all the years that I had given to the depletion of my skin, my bones, and my blood, given of my soul and my stomach lining and my love, given everything I had inside of me, only to get back a penny. God said, daughter, I will not let you leave this earth without understanding that I know your worth. And now that you see your worth, I can bring you in something that matches your energy. Come on, angels. Come on, a word. Come on, a prophecy to you. The voices, the ears that have heard, the same is true for you. Release the thing you think you can't. Release the thing that once used to make you pant. Release the dream, release the unseen, release the agony, the angst, and know that you can rebound when you release the outcome and reach for those stars. I am so fortunate. God is so good. My lessons are literal. I'm hearing as they should be. That's how I'm learning because I'm a teacher, and so I get lessons that are huge. Recently, I've been going through a huge lesson that I can't wait to teach about. But the truth of the matter is that tonight I want you to release your need to chase that thing that you thought was going to bring you this ultimate happiness. Sacrificially lay it down. And not because you're promised, not because I'm saying you get the 1 million and that's just laying around. It is an escrow for you energetically, but it was a test. Again, nobody told me what the outcome would be. I had to, it was biblical. I'm so grateful to have had that groundwork. It reminded me very much of King Solomon and the baby separation, where they wanted to cut the baby in half. I've made another video about that, but from a different perspective, noticing something. But what I realized is that it wasn't so much because I loved the baby so much, and yes, I did. Okay, whatever your baby is, the idea, the dream, the outcome, the marriage, the unforeseen, the college, the job, all the things we've talked about, whatever your baby is, when you have to make a decision to keep it in or let it out, meaning your emotions, your truth, your disappointment, your grief, it will hurt. When I had to say, oh, I got this wrong the whole time, they said, yeah, it was never this other person, this other situation, this other energy, this other connection. They were there to teach you your self worth. Oh, and the test was, and the same is for you, will you let it go? Will you do the hardest thing to do? Because that's when we know that you've truly, for the first time, my empath, my sweet divine feminines, truly chosen you, and the universe will follow suit immediately. I can't wait to hear about the blessings that are heaped upon thee when you release your tarnished pennies. Does a penny have value? Absolutely. But if you've ever taken $100 worth of pennies to the bank, you come back out with very little for all of the work and none of the thanks. All of the rolling, all of the hand washing, all of the counting, heads up, tails down, good luck, bad luck, yes, no, stop, green light, yellow, go, go, run into your future, empath. Release the outcome to the thing you had to have. Say goodbye to that person that you used to know. I heard, and let your soul glow. I love it. Let your soul glow. I promise you it will. We are stardust, and when we reach for the stars, we do in fact glow. And maybe you get lucky, and you may even encounter someone from Mars who wants to glow with you too, who understands the assignment and knows exactly what the fuck to do. And what I mean by that is not anything crazy. What I mean by that is how to behave and not be a baby, someone who has an emotional wherewithal and the ability to communicate and connect. If you're looking for a relationship or a job that gives you respect, if that's what you're seeking as a career, maybe you want to be a self made millionaire yourself, but you realize that saving is easy to do. It's 100,000 times 10. And then if you want to do it again, times two. You come up with strategies. You release poverty consciousness. You understand that you are the creator. You're co creating with the universe. God is walking with you. The promise was always there. I was 14 when Mr. Lethford came up to me and said, the penny is turning your hand green. Come on, God. Come on, gangrenous. Come on, infection. Come on, something that makes you unhealthy. Come on, tarnishing. Come on, oxidation. Something that leads you away from beautiful vacations and calm seas and great communication and beautiful energy and people that value you and a bank account that's growing or a spouse, whatever gender you are, that is deeply in the knowing of who you were created to be and supports you. It is beautiful to be supported. It is beautiful to have someone that is riding by your side. It's beautiful to be in the right job. It is beautiful to have the right family time. But sometimes you don't get there. And in fact, all times, if you are here and you're listening, you do not get there without releasing the outcome. Harness that Aquarian energy and then some, and push yourself past your own expectations and take a quantum leap into the future. Your dream life is waiting. I love you guys. So good to share some energy with you today. I'm going to check out my comments here. Just a little help from my friends. What would you do if I sang out of tune? Hi, Carolyn. Thank you. Just Siri. Hi, my sweetheart. How are you? You caught alive. It was so good to share some energy with you. Do you guys have any questions before I go? To answer or any comments. If you did hear any of the commentary, I would be happy to answer for you. If not, I'm going to wait about 2 minutes and then I'm going to log off. It is beautiful sharing energy with you. I've got a couple more here that I've been writing down today that my angel said I needed to say what I needed to say. So I am going to say what I need to say so that we can connect. Any questions? All right. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me. Come back and join me next time, and we will continue to reach for the stars and obey the divine and embody our divine. But most importantly, we will evolve together.